Hello, Fran. Thursday, the 7th of January, 2021. I didn't think I'd see within my lifetime anything like what happened yesterday. I learnt that capital and capital are two different words, but more importantly, it kind of showed how crazy America is. I thought I would talk about some once in a lifetime things that me and you have seen that are slightly more positive, because I feel like in 2020 and in 2021 everyone was talking about once in a lifetime things happening and none of them were good. Number one on my list is Comet Hale-Bopp, which was last seen 4,200 years ago. Because of how visible it was within the sky and how much the media kind of grasped onto it in 1997, it's also probably one of the most observed comets in history as well, or at least in recorded history. Number two is Scotland last year, making all period products free. Number three is Kamala Harris. So she has single-handedly become, the first female president or vice president. She is the first Black American to run for vice president, and she is the first to win as well. And she's also the first Asian American to run for president or vice president, and the first to win. Alongside kind of her firsts, Doug Emhoff, who is her husband, will become the first male of whatever they decide to call him, the first male of the White House, and he's also the first Jewish spouse of a vice president or president. Once in a lifetime to see the firsts, hopefully not once in a lifetime to see the second or third or fourth. Number four on my list is Timothy Brown, who was cured of HIV. So he was diagnosed in 1995. In 2006, he was diagnosed with acute myeloid leukemia. In 2007, he underwent a procedure known as hematopoietic stem cell transplantation to treat the leukemia. The donor they selected happened to have two genetic codes of a rare variant of the cell surface receptors. Now, this genetic variant causes a resistance to HIV because it blocks the attachment of the HIV to the cell. Over 3 years after his initial transplant, there was still no signs of HIV in his blood or in any various biopsies. Number five on my list it's kind of a cheat. It's the Voyager mission, so Voyager 2, Voyager 1. They were launched in 1977, but shortly before your first birthday, Voyager 1 became the furthest ever man-made object, and that continues to go. Voyager 1, again, this one's within our lifetime, in 2012 became the first man-made object to reach interstellar space. So that's pretty cool. Number six on my list is the New Hebrides Trench, which is about 1,000 miles north of New Zealand. It's just kind of cool, once in a lifetime, discovering new animals, new trenches. Basically, they just found a load of weird eels. But hopefully we see a couple more of these kind of discoveries. That was in 2014. Number seven on my list is one that is, again, a little bit of a cheat because it was before our lifetimes, but it's one that I think hopefully brings some hope. So it's smallpox eradication. With everything that's going on with COVID at the moment, I just think it's nice to remind ourselves that eradication can and does exist. The last case was in 1977. 10 years prior to that, in 1967, over 15 million cases occurred in a year. But the World Health Organization certified global eradication in 1980. Hopefully soon we can see the world return to a little bit more normality. Also, I loved your punishment ideas. My favourite thing to bake is any form of cake. And the snow was incredible.